Hello there people, and this is the 3-chord kit, or Delta Blues Tips. And this is Learn to Cook with Delta Blues Tips. Today I'm going to make a nice soup. Now, I'm not a soup lover myself, personally. But I do like to make a nice chicken soup. And this is ideal to make with stuff you've got hanging around. Like say, you know, it's coming near its sell by date and you want to get rid of it. So what I've got here is small onion, some celery, some leek, carrots, cabbage, clove of garlic, and that's just a carrot being cut up. I've kept this bit for grating into the soup. So there are ingredients, close, let me not forget. This is some broth mix. So that's like split peas, barley, stuff like that. And what I've just done with that is simmered it off for about 30 minutes and then run it under cold water. So it's still quite hard, but by the time it's been in this slow cooker for a couple of hours, it'll be really nice with this soup. So like I say, I'm going to use stuff that I want to get rid of. The first stage is this. That's a good quality smoked cubed ham for cooking with. Pancetta does the same thing, but I'm just using this smoked cubed ham. So I've got a little bit of that, it's already chopped. What I'm going to do is fry it off. So the first stage would be, let's get over here. Bring that in a touch there, I'll show you. So we're going to fry this off in a bit of olive oil. So I've got this epoxy cooker already warm. There we go. What we're going to do now is brown this off. Really nice. Lower this down. Just go too high. Rubbish. This is going to give it a nice smoky feel to the soup. This it's going to be a nice chunky soup. The soup's the kind of thing that I just dip into all day, really, like. I do love to zoom in and all that. You can see the colour this is taking on now. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is take that out onto a bit of this paper. Probably be better using this. This will give it a nice little slightly heavy crunch. The chicken going to go in this, by the way. Okay. So what we're going to do with that is just let that now just go over and show you that. I've took it out onto that paper, right? Which I don't really need to show you because I'm sure you know that. See? Okay. And what we're going to do now with this is remove it off the heat for a minute. Because we don't want all that olive oil in there. So we need something we can put that olive oil in. And I'm going to use sorry about this. I'm going to use this little steel jug. Let's see where we are here now. Right, so we're just going to get rid of that olive oil because it's too hot to go down the sink and anything like that. So what we're going to do is just put it in here. There we go. Leave it over there for a bit. Next thing we need to do, if I could just move this camera for a second, if you don't mind, there, boys, girls. Get some butter. Shit, I've got some there. Not thinking straight yet. Okay, now, I keep my butter, because I'm a weirdo. I keep my butter in an urn. Just one of those guys. Butter knife. There we go. Gonna get a big chunk of butter, like that much, which you're probably thinking, that's a hell of a lot of butter, that. See? I'm just gonna let that melt off. I want the soup to be nice and rich as well, right? We don't want to see, but I'm putting it in here without cleaning the pan because I want all the juices there as well to be nice. Okay, so first thing first, let that melt like that. Put this over here. Where are we with this? I forgot where I am with this now. Okay, so first things first, I'll point that out there because that's what we're going to do next. Okay, let's take the onion. I'm just going to slice the onion up, like so. There we go. Okay. Hang on. What I'm going to do now is add this onion. Okay, there's the onion added. A bit of a stir. At this point, by the way, it'd be a good idea, because I'm doing this in a slow cooker, you can equally do this just on a pan on the stove if you like. It's just that I hate using that cooker. So what I'm going to do now is turn this on, this cooker, and get it warmed up. I'm going to put it on high for a minute. Even when it's on high, it doesn't really get that warm. So in that butter, you've got them lovely onions now, just sweating. Some water, because I want to make some stock. Okay, it's getting a bit noisy now because what we're doing now is boiling the kettle because I want to make some stock. Remember, We're making this out of all the things that we've got hanging around. Right. So we've got the onions on. Next we're going to add some leek. Okay. Some leek. Let that sweat in there. I'll just move in there, you'll be able to see where that's gently sweating, see? What's happening to my jug? Next to this now we're going to add the leeks. Let's take some leeks. Sorry, the celery. There we go. It's a cold day, it's been snowing all night. Really been stormy. So there's the celery now. What we're trying to do is avoid frying. It's not what we want to do. While that's doing that, I'm going to show you what I'm going to use to... Oops. What I'm going to show you first though, this is something I acquired. This is natural black salt. To prove it, I'll take this lid off if I can. Yeah, there you go. Black salt crystals. I won't be using it in this soup, by the way. It's too good to waste in soup. Holy cow. There's the celery. What we're going to do now is add the carrots. I like plenty of carrots in soup. Now that that carrot's in, what I'm going to do now is just put this in here. I don't want the garlic to overcook, that's why I didn't put it in with the onion in the beginning. I don't mind it overcooking when it's in the liquid, but not in here. The garlic in this is just going to give it a nice depth. What we're looking for. Oh, I smell that now, just reaching out. Now, we can take that cabbage now. Bits of cabbage. There you go. Garlic smells gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. And this is our broth mix going to go in. Sometimes I don't bother using this, I just use some basmati rice. But seeing as it's a really cold, snowy day, wind blowing, a nice tiny of black pepper in this now. I'm not going to fry the chicken off or nothing like that for this soup. I want it to be quite plain, the chicken. So I'm just going to add it a little bit later on. Now, what did I do with that? I thought I had some. Don't matter, I will have something. Oh yeah, there it is. So what we're going to use now is, this is called Swiss vegetable bouillon. This is a great way of making a stock for soup. Suitable for vegetarians and all that. But I use this quite a lot. It makes a light stock. And it's good to use in soups. It smells quite nice as well. So we're going to take, you use about, it's on the can anyway, what you use. You use about 4 teaspoons per litre. I don't want it to be too strong. Remember, I've got that smoked ham in there, so I'm just going to use bits like that. I don't know whether, I presume that got close on the camera, didn't it? I hope it did. Yeah, I think so. So we're going to just catch the kettle boiling again. We're going to add our bacon bits back to that now. These will soften in the liquid, but will still have a nice bite to them, which is what we're aiming for. And what we're going to do here is take literally a pint of this, like that. I'm going to go for a pint of that, just stir it. Okay. So the next thing we need to do now is take the pot out of the cooker. Which is now getting quite warm. And with this now, what we're going to do is put our ingredients in. Okay. And this is the kind of soup that you can add anything to it you like, really. I put a little bit of, you can put chilli in it and everything, you know, chicken soup's soul food. You do what you like. Okay. So there's our base. There's our stock. And that adds a little bit more water to that. It's going to give it a nice golden colour, that stock, you see. That's it, that'd probably be about that. This is there. I'm going to get our chicken, which I've got in here. All this is filleted chicken thighs, and that's just two. You get them in you've probably seen them everywhere, Tesco's. What I do is if there's 6 in a packet or whatever, I just freeze them in 2s. So I've got enough to make one good soup. And we're going to add this to that broth. There we go. Let's get that stirred up. And this will all poach. You can see the way it's turning colour now. This is going to poach in there now along with that stuff. Now to add a little bit of nice colour to that, I'm going to take the carrots and just grate that in. And you want different sizes, so what I do is turn it around. Give it that nice. I'm not interested in this cook and fast. So you got like different grades of grating, if you like. Okay. So what I'll do with this now, just take my knife, if I can find it, with this. Just scrape all that goodness off there, see? There it is. It's therapy cooking. I love it. Last night I made a lovely spaghetti bolognese for me and my lad who came up to see me last night. Got him a couple of beers in because I don't drink no more. And it was snowing outrageously outside. And we listened to the music from Big Pink, bit of Robert Johnson, watched a bit of Trailer Park Boys on YouTube, which if you've never seen Trailer Park Boys, it's probably, I think it's a work of art. I've been into it for years. I suggest you check it out. It's fantastic. There we go. So what we've got now is, let's just cut this off. No good wasting that carrot there. I think we've probably got enough of the other stuff. Now we've got a nice colour which will all blend in. See the poached chicken now, see? Doing its own thing. I didn't want the chicken to be too rich, see. That's a lovely golden colour. We're going to zoom in on this now and take a look at the golden colour of this fantastic soup. Well, you can see it from there, can't you? Let's say. Let me just move them ingredients so you can see this big spoon. How nice is that? Now, depending on how this goes later, I may add a little bit more liquid. I may add other stuff. But I don't want it to be too thick, and this will be a hearty soup. Now, you can put what you like in, but to me, white pepper has to go in everything, unless it's Indian or spicy or whatever. I love white pepper. And I put a lot in. Notice I'm not putting any salt in because I'll need to taste it later. Because remember, you've got smoked cubed ham in there. Like that, I think. It's going to be lovely. What we're going to do now is spring that. Spring that. What does that mean? Into the cooker. There we go. Lid on. I'm going to lower that down to low. Okay. And by the way, this cooker I've got, it's only enough for two people at most, because I didn't want nothing big, because obviously I live on my own. I wasn't planning on cooking big meals for anyone. But it's not an expensive one, it's only cheap, and it really works great. I suggest you check them out. It really does work great. So we're going to leave that now to go on, and maybe we'll have a look at it later at the sort of the tasting stage in about an hour or two. Now, if you did this on the stove top or what have you, you could probably just, it doesn't need cooking that long. But I want it to be a nice wintry, you know, full of goodness. Now, I've got a small tub of single cream in the fridge, and depending on how it goes in the end, I may add a bit of that to it later. And normally I will put something like this in just to give it a little kick on a cold day. My favourite, Cholula sauce. Cholula hot sauce. That is my favourite. I might drop a few bits of that in it. So there you go. Cooking with Delta Blue Sips, making a hearty chicken soup on a cold, snowy day. I hope you try that out. Remember, you can put anything you like in it. There's no hard and fast rules in cooking. It's all about feel. I'll see you later then. Well, there you go, folks. There is the finished article. That look lovely. Some crusty bread with it. I've just swirled some cream into that. Just want to test it. Oops. Now look at that. How good is that? My God. Sweet with cream. That's beautiful. Much more white pepper it needs for me. Finishing touch. You can just break off bits of this bread, like so. Dip it in and get that lovely taste. So there you go, folks. That's how to make a nice creamy chicken soup. Nice vegetables. I'll catch you again.